Hey readers, today we are going to be learning a new spelling rule. And it's the first time we're really talking about how two letters can work together to make one sound. So this rule is called the FLOSS Rule, or sometimes it's called the FLSZ Rule. And you'll find out why. It'll all make sense in just a moment. Welcome to day one of our lesson. We'll start out today with talking about our new concept. Then, after that, we'll do some phonemic awareness practice, practice our visual drills, do our auditory drill, and we'll finish up with our blending drill.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code increasingly nimble, like wings for words. It'll lift you high with every sound. You soar, you fly.
So let's get started with our new concept. So we've already learned that the letter F makes the sound F, like feather. Can you say F? And we've learned that the letter L makes what sound? L, like lion or leaf. We've learned that the letter S makes the sound S, like snake. And we've learned that the letter Z makes the sound Z, like in the beginning of the word zebra. Now, here's where things get interesting. There's this rule called the FLOSS Rule. You can see my little friend Jeff Floss up there with his floss. And this rule applies to words that are one syllable or just one clap long. It refers to words that have a short vowel, so words that have a, e, ah, or and words that end with the letters F, L, S, or Z. In those situations, when it's one syllable, it has a short vowel, and it ends in F, L, S, or Z, you double the final letter. Let me show you. So if we've got a one-syllable word, our chin only drops once, like the word Jeff, and we have that short E, then because the word ends in F or the F, we double it up, and the name Jeff is spelled J-E-F-F. So F gets doubled to double F, L gets doubled to double L, S gets doubled to double S, and Z gets doubled to double Z. Exactly. Here's a great poster to help you remember what to do. This says, Jeff will pass Buzz. And you see all four of those words are following the FLOSS rule. J-E-F-F, Jeff, will, W-I-L-L, will, pass, P-A-S-S, exactly, pass, Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, Buzz. Jeff will pass Buzz is a great mnemonic or special memory tool to help you remember the FLOSS rule. Let's read some words that end in F that follow the FLOSS rule. The red word says off. The blue word says sniff. The green word says puff. And the orange word says staff. All four of those words, we're doubling up that F because it follows the FLOSS rule. They're one syllable, they have a short vowel, and they end in the letter F in this case. Here's some L words that follow the rule. We have the word bell, dill, doll, and smell. And they all follow the rule because they have how many syllables? One. Is the vowel a short vowel or a long one? It's a short vowel. And they end in what letter? The letter L. Here's some that end in the letter S. The red word says boss. The blue word says class. The green word says hiss. And the orange word says press. They have how many syllables? One. They have a long vowel or a short vowel? A short vowel. And they end in what letter? The letter S. Now let's look at some words that end in the Z. So we've got buzz, fizz, fuzz, and jazz. Explain to somebody around you why these words follow the FLOSS rule. So here's the thing. There are a few times that the FLOSS rule gets broken. There's some rule breakers. And I'm going to have to tell you about them so that you know that the FLOSS rule doesn't work 100% of the time, but it does work a lot. So let me tell you about these rule breakers. These 4 words just break the rule. There's no real reason for it, and we just have to learn and memorize these 4 words. So the first word is if. If, pal, like somebody's friend is their pal, us, and yes. These are our rule breakers. They do what they want, and we just have to learn how to spell them and how to read them. So I'm showing them to you so that you can know these rule breakers just want us to pay special attention to them. So if, pal, us, and yes. Now, these 3 words seem like rule breakers, but they're actually not. And here's why. So that first word, the word bus, the next word gas, and the last word ref, they're actually nicknames for a long word. And so that's why they seem like they're rule breakers, but they're just nicknames. So a bus, the actual word for it, the long word, is omnibus. And so we call it a bus, but bus is its nickname. For gas, the full word, you might know this, is gasoline. And so we refer to it as gas, but again, that's its nickname. And then finally, for the word referee, that's the full word. A referee, that's someone's job title, but we refer to them as a ref, and that's a thing that people commonly say, so it's the nickname for the word referee. Okay, so here's one more rule-breaking situation. Sometimes in words that sound like floss words, they end in what sounds like a Z sound, but it's actually being spelled with an S. For example, these words at the bottom of the screen. As, was, and his. In these words where the S is making the Z sound, as, was, and his, we do not double up the letter. So as, was, and his are just a single S making the Z sound. So these are 3 words that are helpful to memorize because they are pattern breakers, but you're going to see these words so much in your reading that pretty soon they'll be a snap to you. Let's take a quick moment to skywrite F, L, S, and Z in the air. So get your skywriting fingers ready. For the F, we're going to do a loop down and straight down to the bottom, go back up to the middle, and go across. Then for the lowercase l, we start at the top, go straight down to the bottom. For the S, we start at the middle, and we're going to go loop, 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 around the other way, and loop, 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 up. Very good. And finally, for the letter Z, you start at the middle, you go straight across. Now do a slant to the bottom, and do straight across. And that is the practice for handwriting these. If you'd like more practice, I have a page available in the link below. And if you'd like even more practice, I wrote a song about the FLOSS rule, and that song is also available in the link below, and I'll play just a little bit of it for you here so that you can get a sense of the FLOSS rule in song.
Short word, short vowel, making one syllable, ends in letters F, L, S, or Z. Here's the rule, you gotta double up that final letter. The FLOSS rule helps us read and spell better. Let's march through some words that follow this rule. It's time to go to FLOSS word school. Ball, boss, buzz, and glass, chess, fuzz, smell, and pass. Moss, grass, hill, and doll, off, less, hiss, but that's not all. Stuff them in your literacy pack. The FLOSS rule's got your words on track.
It's time now to head over to see Blenda and Siggy for our phonemic awareness practice.
It's time to blend some phonemes with Blenda, the blender bot. Please blend each sound that I tell you. Then say the words you got. Then say the words you got. It's time to blend some phonemes.
Hey readers, hi Blenda. It's time for us to do some blending. So please get your hands ready, stretch them out because we are going to be tapping out some sounds and seeing what words we can make when we blend those phonemes together. Blenda, are you ready? Okay, let's get started. The first sound is t, l, t, Blend. Tell. Tell. The word is tell. Exactly. All right. Again, here we go. J, a, z. Do it with me. J, a, z. Blend. Jazz. Jazz. The word is jazz. We got it. Oop, that was my printer in the background. The next one is k, l, I, f. Again. K, l, I, f. Blend. Cliff. Cliff. The word is cliff. Exactly. Did you understand cliff? Good. Like the edge of a mountain. And then our last one. Here we go. K, l, a, s. Again. K, l, a, s. Blend. Class. Class. The word is class. Exactly. And we are doing a class on blending. All right, Blenda, thank you for your help. Readers, great blending. Let's go see Siggy for some segmenting.
Hey there, Siggy. How you doing today? You're an expert segmenter and you love to play. Miss Gardner, tell us a word and let's all listen close. Then we'll say each phoneme our practice really shows.
Hey Siggy, how are you? It's good to see you for some segmenting practice. I have one of my segmenting stretchy noodles so we can imagine taking our words and stretching them out to find the individual sounds. Okay, the first word we're going to try to find the sounds in is the word off. The word is off. So let's take it and stretch. Off, off, off. I heard two phonemes. Off, off. How many did you hear? Two. Very good. Okay, the next word is the word or the name will. 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 W-I-L. I heard three. W-I-L. Three phonemes. W-I-L. Will. Did you hear three phonemes? Super. Okay, the next one is the word fizz. Fizz. Okay, so let's stretch it. Fizz. Fizz. F-I-Z. F-I-Z. I heard three phonemes. What are they? Let's tap them. F-I-Z. Fizz. And our last word that we're going to segment is the word spell. Spell, like I want you to spell a word or someone did a magic spell. Okay, spell. So we'll stretch it. Spell. 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 S-P-E-L. S-P-E-L. I heard four phonemes. Let's tap them out. S-P-E-L. S-P-E-L. Spell. All right, thank you. I will do a magic spell of manners and say thank you for helping us. Thank you for your segmenting, and let's continue on our learning journey for the day. Great work. Let's go do some visual drill practice.
All right, readers, now it's time for our visual drill practice. When you see the letter pop up, I want you to tell me what sound that letter spells. For example, if you see the letter B pop up, you would say B spells B. Are you ready? Let's fly.
This is the uppercase letter U, exactly. And this is the lowercase letter u. And what does the letter U spell? The letter U spells The letter U spells like in the beginning of the word umbrella. This is the uppercase letter E, and this is the lowercase letter e. And the letter E spells The letter E spells like in the beginning of the word elephant. This is the uppercase letter I, and this is the lowercase letter I. And what does the letter I spell? The letter I spells I, like in the beginning of the word inchworm. I, inchworm. This is the uppercase letter O, and this is the lowercase letter o. And what does the letter O spell? The letter O spells aw. The letter O spells aw, like in the beginning of the word otter. Otter. This is the letter A, the uppercase A, and this is the lowercase a. And what is the short sound that the letter A spells? The letter A spells ah. The letter A spells ah, like in the beginning of the word astronaut. This is the letter T. And what does the letter T spell? The letter T spells t. The letter T spells t, like in the beginning of the word turtle. This is the letter P. And what does the letter P spell? The letter P spells p. The letter P spells like in the beginning of the word penguin. This is the letter F. And what does the letter F spell? The letter F spells f. The letter F spells f, like in the beginning of the word feather. Feather. This is the letter D. What does the letter D spell? The letter D spells D. The letter D spells D, like in the beginning of the word duck. This is the letter S. And what does the letter S spell? The letter S spells S. The letter S spells S, like in the beginning of the word snake. This is also the letter S. And the letter S also spells, the letter S also spells Z. The letter S also spells Z, like in the word music. Music. This is the letter N. And what does the letter N spell? The letter N spells N. The letter N spells N, like in the beginning of the word nest. This is the letter C. And what does the letter C spell? The letter C spells K. The letter C spells K, like in the beginning of the word cat. This is the letter B. And what does the letter B spell? The letter B spells B. The letter B spells B, like in the beginning of the word ball. This is the letter G. And what does the letter G spell? The letter G spells G. The letter G spells G, like in the beginning of the word goat. This is the letter H. And what does the letter H spell? The letter H spells H. The letter H spells H, like in the beginning of the word hat. This is the letter R. And what does the letter R spell? The letter R spells The letter R spells like in the beginning of the word rainbow. This is the letter L. And what does the letter L spell? The letter L spells ul. The letter L spells ul, like in the beginning of the word lion. This is the letter W. And what does the letter W spell? The letter W spells w. The letter W spells w, like in the beginning of the word water. This is the letter J. And what does the letter J spell? The letter J spells j. The letter J spells j, like in the beginning of the word jellyfish. This is the letter V. What does the letter V spell? V spells v. V spells v, like in the word violin. This is the letter K. And what does the letter K spell? The letter K spells k. The letter K spells k, like in the beginning of the word key. It's time now for our auditory drill.
All right, readers, now it's time for our auditory drill practice. Make sure you have something to write with and that your writing surface is all set up. Mrs. Gardner is going to say a sound. Listen super carefully. And then I'd like you to write the letter that spells that sound. For example, if Mrs. Gardner says, then you're going to write the letter M. Got it? Are you ready? Let's get started.
Please write the letter that makes the sound Please write the letter that makes the sound The letter U makes the sound We can write an uppercase U and a lowercase u. The letter U makes the sound Please write the letter that makes the sound E. Write the letter that makes the sound E. The letter E makes the sound E. I'm going to write an uppercase E and also a lowercase e. The letter E makes the sound E. Please write the letter that makes the sound I. Write the letter that makes the sound I. The letter I makes the sound I. Here's an uppercase I, and let's write a lowercase I. The letter I makes the sound I. Please write the letter that makes the sound A. Write the letter that makes the sound A. The uppercase letter O makes the sound A, and let's also write a lowercase letter O. O makes the sound A. Please write the letter that makes the sound A. Write the letter that makes the sound A. The uppercase A makes the sound A, and we can also write the lowercase a. Please write those letters, the uppercase and the lowercase a, and the letter A makes the sound A. Please write the letter that makes the sound G. Write the letter that makes the sound G. The letter G makes the sound G. We can write the letter G as an uppercase letter and also as a lowercase letter. The letter G makes the sound G. Please write the letter that makes the sound W. Write the letter that makes the sound W. The uppercase W makes the sound W. We can also write a lowercase w. The letter W spells the sound W. Please write the letter that makes the sound Y. Please write the letter that makes the sound Y. The letter Y makes the Y sound. We can write an uppercase Y and a lowercase y. The letter Y makes the sound Y. Please write the letter or letters that make the sound Z. Write the letters that make the sound Z. The letter Z makes the sound Z. We can do an uppercase Z and a lowercase z, but sometimes there's another letter that makes the Z sound, and that letter is the letter S. We can write the uppercase letter S and the lowercase letter s, and both letters make the sound Z. Let's finish up with our blending drill. This is a lot of initial sounds we're working with. Oh boy. All right, we've got G, T, Y, SL, SL, ST, ST, TR, TR, GL, GL, PL, PL, STR, STR, and SCR, SCR. That's a lot. I think that's by far, it's like taking over the board. And now we've got, for our medial letters, A, I, and U, or A, I, and finals, M, MP, and P. MP would be M. And in our finals, we have an S to work with. So let's start big. Let's start by using this look, it's even a double piece here. We're going to do the sound skr, add an A, skr, A, P, S, skr, A, P, S, scraps, scraps. Like I'm going to go and I'm going to give scraps to the chickens. All right, I think that's the thing people do. I don't have chickens, but I've heard that. So if I take off the S, I get scrap, scrap. Now I'm going to swap out this triple for this triple, and the word becomes strap, strap, like I have a strap on my backpack. If I take off the A and add an I get the word strip, like I'm going to strip the paint off the rocking chair so I can paint it. Strip. Now I'd like to change strip to trip, so I'm going to take off that biggie and I'm going to add tr, and I get trip, trip, like I tripped and fell. If I take off the I and add an A, the word becomes trap. And if I take off that TR and add a T, it becomes tap, 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 tap. Now I would like to change tap to this word. The word is tamp, tamp, like tamp down that, the thing that needs tamping down. I imagine like we have a compost bin and sometimes we have to smush it down, and I think about that as like tamping it down. Now if I take off that T and replace it with the ST, the word becomes, stamp, stamp. Now take off the A and add a U, we get the word stump, stump. And if we take off the ST and add an SL, the word becomes slump. Can you slump over? Slump, slump. Now, if I take off that SL and exchange it for a PL, the word becomes plump. Like I like to pick raspberries from the vine when they look really plump and ready to be picked. I have a bunch of raspberry bushes, which is pretty cool. If I take off the and add a I get the word plum, like a plum tree. I'm not sure if plum trees can grow where I live. That would make me very glum. Glum is a word for sad. You might slump when you're glum. Glum, glum. And if I take off the GL and add a G, the word becomes gum, like I'm going to chew some gum. Hopefully you don't chew like that. That's kind of rude. And then I'll take off that G, add a Y, and the word becomes yum. Like, goodness, that gum was very yum. Okay, I still can't get over how many initial sounds we are working with. That made this very interesting. Let's put everything back. We get we get and we are all done.
With every sound you soar, you fly.